Good day, and thank you for tuning in to this week's episode with the Real Talks with Doc. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and turn on those post notifications, especially if you're finding this content having any meaningful value to your real estate journey, your development journey, your renovation journey. We would love to continue to hear from you.
Good morning, Doc.
Kay, good morning and happy Tuesday to you.
What's new?
Okay, you know, it's always something new. Not only do I have something new to tell you, but I have somebody new to show to the world. Yes, we have finally found us a world-class executive administrator to give your man Doc the help he's been praying for. So without further ado, come on over, Hilda! Hilda.
Super excited to be here.
Welcome.
So much
This is the start of day 2 for Hilda. And Hilda, we are just as excited to have you here. You can't even imagine that I'm doing backwards flips and cartwheels and dragon kicks, as Carla would love to say in my heart. Right now, I'm so happy to have you here. So Hilda, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me again. My career has led me here at this moment, and I can't be more than happier than I am now. A little bit background. I am from Nicaragua. I've been here in the States for over 35 years, set foot here, grounded myself, and just really built myself a really good home with 2 girls, 17 and 21 years old. So, yes.
Well, good stuff. Well, Hilda, we're going to keep you on set because, you know, Kay is very organic with this. She may have some questions to ask you, so we'll just flow with it. So, Kay, what do you have for us this morning?
All right, so this morning, I wanted to know what are some new projects you have going on to start?
Well, Kay, great video shoot on our new 30 unit on Kennedy Street in Northwest Washington, D.C. in the beautiful Petworth community. You all should have checked that video out by now because we really put a lot of time, dedication, and care into those units. And we really wanted to bring something very contemporary, very sleek, but more importantly, very different to the market, especially on that Kennedy corridor when, you know, so many of the condos just look so much alike from the front elevation and also with the interior features. So please check out our Kennedy project at 712 Kennedy Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. Call me directly for a special little discount. I know people like discounts, and I like giving discounts and being a blessing wherever I can. So if you just inbox me directly, we're gonna make sure that we give you a little something special, because we appreciate all of the support that all of you all continuously pour in every day that gives us the wind beneath our wings so that we can continue to show up stronger than we were yesterday to be better for you today. So yes, Kay, that Kennedy Street project is ready for market. We just have one more final inspection to pass, and then those things we're bringing them to the market. So we hope to get some really great tenants in there to be a part of that thriving Petworth community when you drive up that Kennedy Street quarter over in Northwest DC.
So, how is it working with an EA when it comes to working in construction or just in the industry? Because your background is in construction, right? So how does that translate over in building a strong relationship in this new business that you're a part of?
Yeah, so I'm rereading for the 3rd time Vern book's Scaling Up. And he breaks it down into 4 components. And then scaling up, you first have to have the right people in your organization that really sets and solidifies the foundation. And in this organization, and any chief executive officer out there in the world will tell you, one of the key secret weapons that they have is a top-notch, world-class executive administrator. And as we went through the org chart yesterday, I expressed to Hilda that she is probably one of the most important people in my life in terms of making sure that I can focus on 3 things that a CEO needs to continuously focus on and get my time to be laser focused on that. And that first thing is the vision of the company. Where are we taking this company? How are we going to make this company a $100 million company? And how are we going to make sure that we're giving every single client an elite world-class experience through the services and products that we are fortunate to be of value and service to them in their construction or in their real estate or in their cabinetry or in their window and door needs. Those are core things that we really specialize in. The second thing is going out there and closing those really difficult, challenging contracts that only a CEO can close in the organization, which makes them the chief executive officer in command and in charge to lead the organization to greatness and being able to provide solutions for very complex, complicated problems that give them their value recognition. And that third thing is in making sure that there's constant growth across the organization. Growth in the capacity of your leadership team, growth in the capacity of your team members, growth in the level of quality of services that you render to your clients every day, growth in terms of making sure that you never let it rest until your good becomes your better and your better becomes your best, and that resonates throughout the entire organization. Growth in the CEO himself, making sure that he's smarter, he's more efficient, he's more in tune with the needs of the organization as we look to sync everybody across the organization to be one band, one sound. Those are the three things that having a world-class EA now allows me and affords me the opportunity to really focus on as a leader in an organization that will be a $100 million IPO company in the very near future. And that executive administrator is like my right hand. We probably interview, and Kay, you've probably witnessed this indirectly, well over 50 people phone-wise, and even those 50 individuals didn't get to the next round of interviews, which would be a one-on-one phone call with me, and then those individuals didn't get to an in-face with me. So Hilda was, I think, it was less than 10 people that actually got to a face-to-face. And I mean, her energy was aligned. We hire on three things, three key things we hire on: energy, intelligence, and integrity. When we look at our leaders, those three things must be present. Undoubtedly, those three things must resonate from those leaders in our interviewing process, because that energy is a key thing. And Hilda came in with, all of this energy and all of this optimism, and just, she came highly regarded and highly recommended from the industry that she was coming in and working in an administrative capacity. So we're very fortunate that our energy synced day one. It was a very unusual interview. I remember that day I had to jump in the car and go put out a fire. And I was like, Hilda, I know this is kind of ordinary, but you got a minute. I'm gonna interview you on the run. And she just jumped right in, and she got her Air Jordans, and I mean, she jumped out of the office front door and she was just floating across there. And I mean, she was like Air Jordan all the way to the truck. Her feet needed me. I'm just joking. But no, she just jumped right in. I just knew from then that she was ready to just, bring that energy that we need and roll up our sleeves to do whatever we need to do to make sure that our clients are having an elite experience. So I'm very fortunate to have Hilda here. That executive admin position is critical to the success of any successful CEO, because guess what? Before Hilda got here, guess who was my executive admin assistant? I was. And that's not a fun thing. You can't grow like that. I can't focus on those three key things that I talked about. So Kay, I'm gonna say to our listeners and our followers out there, one of our listeners who always so encouraging, Zach, my man Zach Attack is what I call him, our client out there in McLean. Kay, I've shown you some of his properties. He always keep me honest, always keep me encouraged, like, Doc, that's some good content, man. Make sure you keep that coming, because, people need to hear that. And I'm just stopping and having a moment and just pausing to say that I'm very fortunate and very blessed and honored to be able to have something that I can give thousands of people out there that look at these videos, something that just give them that little extra oomph they need to get through their day and know that they can do it. And know that hard is not supposed to be easy. That's why it's called hard. And it's hard because everybody don't want to do it. That's what makes it hard. And if you push through the hard, you will have a significant breakthrough that separates you from those people who didn't want to do the hard. So get out there and do the hard. It is hard every day, making sure that you have worked 365 days a year for 25 plus employees. It is hard every day, making sure that even when your team missed the mark, you got to be there to clean it up and make things right with your client. It is hard every day, just praying to God, like, when is that next level of help gonna come, so that you can really focus on the things that are most impactful, but you still gotta figure it out. However, at the end of the day, you count your blessings, you thank God for the hard, all praise be to Him, and you always put your best foot forward. That's what you have to show up and do every second of the day. Be in the present and put your best foot forward. No, the past is over, that's gone. In 30 seconds that we talked about just yesterday, just 30 seconds ago, those 30 seconds gone. I can't do anything about those 30 seconds. All I can do is make sure that this present moment is the most fulfilling, gratifying, best part of me in this moment and keep doing it every single moment, and you have your breakthrough. So, Kay, great question. And I'm telling you, I'm singing her praise right now. This has been a journey and not only that, 90% of our team is Hispanic. We have great workers. Those of you who've been, a client of ours in the past, we really push in making sure that our clients get a perfect experience as far as delivery of their new build, their renovation, their addition. Like, that's important to us. So I also wanted an EA who can really connect with our team in which we service. My wife is Latina, she's Hispanic. My boy is 50% Hispanic. So, we wanted to make sure that we had someone that came in with such an important, intricate role in the organization that too connected very well. Because I'm not Hispanic, as you can see. Un poquito español, just a little bit. And I get my wife all the time because she don't teach me Spanish, and I tell her only speak Spanish in the household. But that's challenging, that's hard because nobody else is speaking it back to me. Who cares? Just keep speaking it to us. We'll catch up, right? So those women and men out there who are married to, anybody else of another culture, speak that language, embrace it. That's who we are. So one of the boys that know Spanish. So we're really glad to have Hilda here. And Hilda, now that you're here, I'm gonna flip this question on you. There's many companies you probably interviewed for. There's many opportunities you could have taken, and yet you chose to come here with little old Dot. What was the deciding factor in that?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the question. It's the same thing. You interview me, I interview you. And when at the end of the day, I looked at everything and balanced it. And your energy as well. Your vision is something that gravitated to what I want to be in the future. I definitely want to be a team that is able to support you and be able to support your dream and your vision and the team as well. So with that in mind, I definitely knew that the energy was there. So it was no competition. So it just felt right, and I prayed about it, and it led me here. So I'm very happy.
Amen. So, Kay, there you are. There you have it. It goes back to those three things. The energy, like she said, it just meshed. I'm an energy person. Like, I can walk into a room, and if the energy not right, I'm walking out of that room as fast as I can get out of that room, especially if I don't have to be there and reset that energy. Some rooms, I got to come in and reset the energy. So that's draining. So I got to save my little energy for those moments where I got to reset the energy. That this is part of what I do as my job. However, those rooms that fill you with energy, that restore, rejuvenate your energy, those are rooms and those are people you want to figure out a way to keep those people in your circle, because we all need those people. I mean, like Superman. What's the number one source of rejuvenation? How does Superman restore himself? And he's Superman. Who knows? That's right. Fly up to the sun. The sun restores his energy, which is our number one biggest, greatest source of energy on this earth. I knew you all knew that. Science class, 3rd grade, right? So energy is very powerful. It is very real. So she checked that box immediately. And as we started to talk to her and we started to, probe her to see how she would deal with difficult situations, how she dealt with those difficult situations in the past, we can tell that there's a level of intellect there that we could grow, that we can tap into, that we can train, that we can foster, so that she can also take that intelligence and have that impact our company here, have that impact the team members that we serve and that depend on us here. And then that third and final thing, integrity. Like, okay, how do you know if you can trust somebody day one? Well, there are indicators that can help you decide that moment one. For instance, for her first phone interview, she was on time, she was prompt. There's another interview, something happened, but she had called in advance. Maybe I'm getting her mixed up. I got a lot in this little peanut head, I don't know. But anytime she was supposed to meet with me, I can say unequivocally, she was always on time. If she told me she was going to do something, she did it. If she told me she was going to review an offer letter and get back to me a certain amount of time, she did it. So those things right there starts to build integrity. Those things right there start to build the confidence that you can trust somebody to do what they say they're going to do and deliver on what they say they're going to deliver on. So you can tell those things day one, right? So if somebody's late for an interview and giving you excuses, already the integrity start to erode. If somebody tell you they're going to be someplace at a certain time and they get there when they feel like it, already the integrity start to erode. If somebody tell you on paper that they have the skill set to do something and it's fluff, and you get a chance to meet them face to face and they fumble through that, or it's just fluff and it's called out, already the integrity starts to erode. So you can immediately tell just by the interactions, the limited interactions that you have with individuals, and whether or not they are people of integrity or not. And again, that was just a third box that Hilda continuously checked in every interaction that we had, in terms of being somebody that we know that just from the start demonstrated a degree of integrity that would make us think that she's a person of integrity.
All right, so let's close out. Words of wisdom from both of you. Doc, you can go first, and then Hilda, you can go first.
Dang, she always hit me with these words of wisdom, and I'm always like hit like a deer in headlight, like I don't know this question is coming. So what are so this is a cool little planner. I'm gonna create me one of these. It's called a productivity planner. And every morning, the coolest thing I like about this thing is that it has these, I'm gonna just go this morning. It has these quotes by, these philosophers, sometimes they're theologians, but they have all of these cool little quotes that, you just read every day and you just kind of meditate on it. And today's quote was about luck. And we talked about luck the other day. Can you see that, Kay? Right here at the top.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So it talks about luck, and it says, "When it comes to luck, you make your own," by Bruce Springsteen. I forgot there are even songwriters in here as well. Maybe that's a song that he put it in. And I was having this conversation. Somebody asked me some weeks ago. Man, I have a lot of conversations. Like, dang, dog, you're a lucky person. How do you get so lucky? In the barbershop talk. And I said to them, believe it or not, man, luck is something that we create. There's a formula to luck. Oh, my man Rip. That's who I was talking to. There we go. All right. So I was like, yeah, Rip, there's, you create your own luck. He's like, how so, man? I was like, by definition, luck is preparation meeting opportunity. And I learned that by listening to Guy Raz's podcast, How I Built This, one of my favorite podcasts in the world. He interviews everybody across the world, every CEO, every owner, from products that you use every day to drinks and foods that you eat every day. He interviews these people. And he always asks at the end, what part of your success do you attribute to luck? And there was a dude that owns Michael Kors. Amazing story. And he said, well, luck for me has always been preparation meeting opportunity. And when I heard that, it stuck with me because that seems like the perfect definition of the perfect equation for luck. And the reason why so many of us are not lucky is because we are not prepared when opportunity come our way. We haven't put in the hard work. We haven't done the hard things, and we haven't been disciplined enough to get outside of our comfort zones to be better than we were yesterday. We did not let it rest until our good became our better and our better became our best. So when opportunity meets us every single day, because there's opportunity all around us, this is how God works. Opportunity there, opportunity there, opportunity there. Guess what? You're not prepared. Like this whole shift to AI right now, I got to get prepared to better understand AI and utilize AI, because there's going to be an opportunity in construction that a contractor who fully understands the use and integration of AI on a government level is going to be that contractor that person is looking to give that opportunity to. So even in construction, being a Class A licensed general contractor in Maryland, DC, Virginia, Florida, when someone needs a residential or commercial general contractor, I have prepared myself by having the credentials at minimum to even be in the room for the opportunity. So therefore, you create your own luck, like Bruce Springsteen said. And somebody send me that song that line is in, because I'm sure it's in a popular song somewhere. I just don't know Bruce like that. My apologies. But nevertheless, I want to leave you with that today, that yes, thank God I'm a very, 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 very lucky man, because every day I look to prepare myself for any and all opportunities and blessings God send my way, so that I can also, key part of that, be a blessing to someone else.
All right.
How do I follow on that? For me, honestly, is just being grateful. It's an opportunity today. I woke up, and I'm breathing. So any day that I am breathing, I'm gonna take the opportunity to be grateful for my family, for my health, and the opportunity to make an impact in the world. So today, if it's anyone, I would love to make an impact, a positive impact on someone's life, and just know that whatever it is, just be grateful for being alive today.
Awesome.
And until next time, we'll see you at our next construction site.